September 8th, 2023, and this video is called How Will Fukushima Affect the Water Cycle? Now, I think this is maybe one of the worst parts of the whole situation. Fukushima's radioactive wastewater is being released in the Pacific. They're dumping it now, right? Has anyone over there thought about how they are going to affect the water cycle? So what's in the treated water? It's being treated, they said, by this advanced liquid processing system. I'd like to look into that, which can reduce the amounts of more than 60 selected radionuclides to government set reasonable levels, except for tritium, which officials say is safe. I don't know who these officials are, but they say it's safe for humans if consumed in small amounts. That doesn't make any sense. About 70% of the held water in the tank still contains cesium, strontium, carbon-14, and other radionuclides exceeding the government set levels. It will be retreated. This is how they're treated. So they're just going to keep treating it here until the concentrations meet those levels, then diluted more than 100 times its volume of seawater before it's released. This will then bring it way below the international safety standards, but the radioactivity won't be zero. So they are true. They are right. They did say that the solution to pollution is dilution, and that's exactly what they're doing. So if they have the same amount or whatever gallons of radioactive wastewater is over the limit, they're just going to keep adding water to it until it's diluted enough for it to be released. But this is where it all comes together. This is what's crazy is, so Fukushima's here leaking into the ocean already, and then they're going to dump this radioactive wastewater into the oceans. It's going to go throughout all the oceans of the earth. So it's going to go up into the clouds, and then it's going to end up, if it comes back down in the ocean, it's just going to be in that constant cycle until it gets fortunate enough to land over landmass. And it's going to come down as rain, and then down the mountains, through streams, going into the lakes, going into aquifers. So they're creating this system where the radiation is going to be put into the water cycle. But what they leave out of the picture is there's houses and peoples and restaurants and farms and food that are going to be in this water cycle. We live within the water cycle, and they're polluting it with this radiation from Fukushima. What's going to happen in the end is those spent fuel rods, the corium, all this radioactive waste, everything, it's going to end up in us humans, in our caskets. Because it will end up in the animals and the plants, but we're going to end up eating that stuff. So unbelievably, the life cycle of nuclear is it starts from the ground, the uranium radiation. It turns into all these byproducts, cesium, strontium, and it ends up in our bones, in our caskets, unless we're cremated. So I don't think they realize what the heck they're doing, and someone should stop them. I mean, if anything, why can't you just keep dumping it in your backyard in the ground and just have it go through your country? Why do you got to ruin the world?